Before I get into today's video, I feel like it's necessary to preface by saying, yes, I am extremely boring, totally lame, and have just about zero social life. Everything that you say to me in the comments, I already know. I say it to myself in the mirror every night. And I'll be straight up honest with you guys. It's not like I find myself going to bed every night and I tell myself, yes, I checked off every single thing on the list. But I'm trying, and I'm getting more and more consistent every day. It's coming up on 9 a.m. right now. Got kind of a late start right now. I was so tired last night. I woke up in the middle of the night and couldn't fall back asleep. And when I did, it was just impossible to get up. I'm off work today, so I've got plenty of time to spend with you. Drinking some water here, filled to the brim. I do this first thing every morning. This is the first tidbit I've got for you. Fortunately for me, I've always been pretty good at hydrating, drinking a lot of water. I was never a coffee guy, so I was never tempted by that. But I have my other temptations like pop. I made a video a couple months ago about the water cure and sort of how I view water, the importance of it. And basically, I don't really keep track anymore. I just kind of know that I'm doing enough based off of how I feel. I've noticed like headaches, migraines, they tend to, plummet. I'm very prone to those. I just feel better. I feel more fluid. I have more energy, less brain fog, the whole shebang. So I'll drink this entire sucker before I get rolling. I'm drinking at least 100 to 150 ounces of water a day, I'd reckon. Every time I finish this, I just refill it, and I'll just literally sip on it throughout the entire day. I'm peeing all the time, but that's a trade I'm willing to take. And on the topic of water, I'll throw this one in as well. Just cold showering. It's been really good for me. I've talked about in my previous videos. During the summer, it's really difficult to bring the temperature down here. I turn it all the way down every day, and it's maybe cold for a couple seconds, but it's not really that bad. It's shocking for like a couple seconds. It's the thought that counts. When it gets really cold, it's super nice. The dopamine that rushes to your head when you have like a really painful one makes it totally worth it. Just finished our first drink of the day. Getting turned. But anyway, let's get rolling for part 2. I think this one should go without saying, but one of the most obvious things is to just exercise. And just like with pretty much anything else, you really only notice how important exercising is whenever let's say you've been doing it every day for a month, and then you just decide to take a couple days off for whatever reason. Just spiraling. Like, does anyone else do that? Like, just this mental spiral. You're tired all the time, you lack energy. It's a total mess. It's a total drag. You gotta do it. Well, see you later. 21 miles. I am very hungry right now. Just ate some breakfast and now it's time to lift. It's gonna be a light lift for someone like me who's not trying to put on muscle mass per se, but rather strengthen my body to prevent injuries and just maintain, essentially. This is not exactly something that I would personally do every day, but it still fits in the exercise every day sort of deal, obviously. We are eating up a lot of day already, and we're just getting started, baby. But seriously, if I'm off and I've got nothing better to do, what else would I be doing? I'd either be on my phone, rifling through the cabinets for snacks, or playing Xbox. If I was, like, being a bad boy, But we're being a good boy today. The next thing that I'm gonna do, it's something that I'm getting back into the swing of things again. I had been so good with it back during the fall, and, for lack of a better word, last year I had a bit of a mental breakdown, and it was a terrible time, the worst time of my life, even worse than the fall of 2019. So I decided, hey, everyone on the internet says to do it, I'm gonna try it. So I started meditating, and For a while, I was doing it every morning and every evening before bed. It was really swell, anywhere from 15 minutes a pop to 30 minutes, 45 minutes. It got pretty out of control, and I mean that in a good way. I'm looking to get back to something along those lines, twice a day. What I'm gonna do now is probably just sit out here in the sun, just keep my posture nice, plant my little palms here on my knees and just shut my eyes, let the sun and the breeze hit me and just relax and chill out. And I feel like I'm too embarrassed to do it on camera most times because it feels so corny. Dude, it feels so good and I highly recommend it. We all need it. We all need to chill out a little bit. Just went 20 minutes and genuinely I feel so much better, so much lighter. Can't beat it. It's like a cheat code for life. But we must carry on. I don't know how else to explain it. It's like, have you ever been to the beach and you fall asleep in the sand under an umbrella, like on a towel? It's super cozy. You get some of the best sleep ever. And then you wake up and you're just like out of it. You're like so tired, so groggy. You probably got sunburnt a little bit. It's kind of like that, only obviously I never fell asleep. When I come back to, I'm alert right from the get-go, but I'm not tense. I'm still tense. I've been tense for a while, but like I feel better in my shoulders and my neck. Third glass done. Staying very hydrated in case you were curious. Another thing that's been phenomenal for me is Crash and Walter, of course. Crash is my dog. Walter, as you can see, standing there like an NPC, is my sister's dog. Spend a lot of time with them. Once again, I don't go out very often, so when I'm not away at work, I'm here hanging out with my best buds. And I gotta tell you, I'm not saying like, oh my gosh, you need to get a dog. No. More power to you if you do. I think it's a great idea. No, if you can even get a cat, it doesn't have to be a pet, like literally a plant. A plant. I'm not even joking. I have plants that I care for them like I am literally their father. Like, I gave birth to them. It's crazy what it does to me psychologically. It's like, I need to be better so I can take care of my plants. I need to provide for them, and it's obviously the same with my dog. And he brings me so much joy. Back when I went to pick him up in Stillwater, Oklahoma, back in November, it was a very scary thing. I had no idea what I was doing. And quite frankly, for the first few months, I thought I made the worst mistake. I was ill-prepared to care for a dog, but looking back and just how my mindset and just how I've shifted as a person, I have definitely become much healthier. I make consistently better decisions now, and he's always in the back of my mind, of course. I can't recommend it enough. Even if it's just like a friend or a family member, you just get them chocolate occasionally. You get what I'm saying? Be a little more selfless and look after other beings, other creatures, not just yourself. We're too selfish. Something ingrained in our human genetic code, and I'm not quite sure why, but I will die on this hill. Humans feel better when they make things with their hands, their little paws. They just want to put things together and move on from there. We want to build houses and dog houses. We want to build furniture. We want to paint pretty pictures. If you go back thousands of years, it's a tale as old as time. Look at the Great Pyramids of Egypt in Giza. That's like the most classic one.
You go into South America, you've got the Nazca lines. Why are they drawing these big pictures of monkeys? You go to the Cahokia Mounds, you got Serpent Mound in Ohio. You've got all of these geoglyphs all around the world. You've got Petra. It just goes on and on and on. Why are we making things? Göbekli Tepe. Why are things astronomically aligned? What's going on here? Call it fun, call it just a calling that we just feel like we have to do to feel good about ourselves. The point still stands. I think whether you're even just decorating your kitchen, you gotta do it. You gotta build things, you gotta make things. It's so fulfilling, and I know not everybody has time to sit down and paint the Mona Lisa. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you need to be creative. Open up that right side of your brain. We're too rigid in our thinking. I find when I start thinking too logically about things, getting too left-brained, I start to sort of lose my cool. You know, maybe I'm just a little bit biased because, yeah, I've grown up in a family that pretty much all pursued the health sciences or just science in general. And here I am. I'm the lone artist. I don't know what happened. I think we need to incorporate that into our daily lives. That's why I love making these YouTube videos. Right now I'm working on a little commission, in case you couldn't tell. I've been just chipping away at this skyline. It's just another drawing of a house for somebody. I finished one for a friend a couple weeks ago. Just trying to get on it, and even though I might not always draw something every day, I feel like I'm always working towards a particular project. At this point in my life, it's normally videos. That's what I'm really into right now. Man, I just can't. It's like a big puzzle. We like solving puzzles. And I've been trying to get the hue right in the sky. And at first, it was supposed to be more so blues. And as you can see here, you got some purples in here. The yellows and the oranges are getting a little more saturated. And I thought I screwed it up. But I just kept working at it. And I'm like, I'm an artist. I get to make the decisions here. So I upped the saturation a little bit, but I kept it gentle. Just real smooth, real gentle, and I think it's going to be real nice once it's done.
I find after especially a long, busy day, let's say you're tied up at work all day and you get home, might be nice to just get outside for a little bit. Yeah, maybe I can't get to this scenic area on the trail every day. Even if you step foot out in your backyard or take a walk in a park or just whatever, just get some sunlight. It does immaculate wonders for you. I find that the cure for a lot of disease, I'm talking the mental aspect and maybe even the physical, we don't need to go down that path right now. I think it's really simple. I could sit out here for a really long time. I wish I had more time this evening. I will sit here for a few minutes before I head back. Life, what I'm also learning is it's all about momentum, right? If you can get these little tiny incremental changes in your favor, they add up into something big. It's kind of like the ocean is just a multitude of drops. A sandcastle is just a bunch of little tiny microscopic pieces of sand. Without them, you don't have this magnificent ocean, this cool little sandcastle. There's something about being in nature too, especially the longer you stay out there. You start to feel, I don't really know how to put it into words. You feel connected in some way, like this is all part of one big thing. It also makes a lot of issues that you have in your life feel insignificant and small. The noises are different. You hear the flapping of wings, the hum of insects, animals, leaves, wind, occasional rain. Things that we just don't tend to hear when we're stuck inside all the time. So we've just gotten back from our nice little dinner. It was exquisite. Had some pesto pasta. It's really hard to miss there. I'll be honest, I'm not used to eating that well. Sam's grandfather is a member of that country club, so he's been taking us there once a year. It's really nice, and I really appreciate the invite. Another thing that I've really explored in the last year is food. Now,
I can go on and on just like everybody else does. You go on like Instagram and you've got all those douchebags with their backwards caps. They've got their cutting boards and their hunk of meat. You know who I'm talking about, those guys. And everyone's just preaching about how to eat. I think it's pretty obvious you should eat better and eat more organic stuff, more fresh food, yada yada yada. That's part of this. I have a different take on this, just food in general. First off, I've really explored like Okinawans when I was in my rough patch last year. I started exploring like the healthiest countries on earth, the healthiest groups of people. And of course you come across people in Japan, Okinawa specifically. They eat a lot of sweet potatoes. It's like 60% of their diet. One thing that really stuck out to me was how they stop eating when they're 80% full. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I do that all the time, but I am cognizant and I do it pretty frequently. I have another memory going back to my college days when I was taking this fine arts art course, and my art professor, now good friend, mentor, I don't even think he thought what he said was this profound, but for whatever reason, it just stuck out to me. He brought in like all this fruit, and we were doing like still life drawings. And we each took our fruit and we started biting into it, and as you would bite into it, you'd do different sketches of the fruit now being eaten. He said something along the lines of, food is more important than just the survival aspect of it. Obviously, it's meant to be enjoyable. He's a French guy, or his wife is French, so over there they take food a little more seriously than we do here in the West. They eat slowly, they eat with other people, it's a social thing. And then he said it's important to eat slowly because if you eat fast, you don't get to enjoy the food, you don't get to taste things, you don't get to savor it. You should feel the textures, the crunch, and ever since then, I was never a fast eater to begin with, but I always have that in the back of my mind. When I'm eating something really good, when I know the food's quality, I try to eat it slowly. So like this watermelon, for instance, super just saturated in juices. This is a really good watermelon. It's like deep red, pink, and I'm just taking it all in. Little bites. It essentially teaches you to appreciate the little things. This is just a little watermelon that my dad probably got from Walmart. I'm sitting here, I'm really taking it in, and it's been just really enjoyable sitting here chatting with you. Okay, it's getting late now. Can't read that, 9 p.m. If there's anywhere that I've been really consistent lately, it's been the last few hours of my day, anywhere between 8 p.m. to 11 midnight-ish. And I say that because that's when I really take the time to wind down, and I just cram in a bunch of feel-good things. One thing that I think is super imperative to just keeping the head on lock, making sure it's screwed on tight, I've found that journaling is so important. I've been doing it for so many years, more so off and on. Here's a bunch of journals that I've filled up over the last few years. These go back to like somewhere in college. As of recently though, I've actually gone every single day this year, which I'm very proud of. I've never held a streak like that before. I actually just finished filling this moleskin out a couple days ago, and I'm on a fresh one here. $24 for this, by the way, but it's all worth it. 6th already. It's August 6th, 2025. How funky is this gonna be to watch this video 100 years from now, when I'm long gone and someone's like, August 6th, 2025, man, that was a long time ago. And I've always liked the idea of journaling, not just because it would be cool to go back and read what you were going through, like maybe decades down the line, be like, what was I doing 30 years ago? It really is like a way to become like a mad little scientist. It's a good way to literally get back to the root of a particular issue. If you realize like, hey, I've noticed like 2 weeks ago, for whatever reason, I've been having stomach cramps all the time. Why am I getting stomach cramps? Maybe there's something in the writing that tells you, hey, I started eating this new pasta or something like that. Maybe it's just not sitting well. The amount of things I pick up and just all clicks. I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta start doing this. I gotta stop doing that.
It's actually remarkable. It's actually becoming useful to me as I get older. Okay, here we are now, finished journaling. We've got 2 more tasks to accomplish. Well, basically just one. What I've been also doing pretty much every day, with some faults. That's the theme, isn't it? At minimum, I want to stretch at least 10 to 20 minutes a day, just do a little bit. But if I actually have the time to do it, what I like to do here is I plop myself down on the floor here, got the vibey lights going, got a fan above me, it's nice and cozy, it's time to chill out, and I'll stretch. And in my full stretch routine takes at least 45 minutes, sometimes upwards of an hour to do. And when I finish, I notice a significant difference, especially the next day. Let's say I'm getting up in the morning to go for a run. My body actually feels so much better. I can actually tell when I haven't stretched the morning after because I am so tight. My mile times are slower, my heart rate's higher. And one thing that scares me more than anything, it's not just like aging. I think everyone to a degree is scared of aging. Somebody says, "Oh man, I can't wait to get old." I'm like, shut up. Just shut up. You're lying, okay? What scares me the most about aging is when I see people who don't move well. And obviously everybody has a different story. You know, you might have been in a car crash and you had to get like a life-altering surgery. But for the most part, I refuse to believe that you should not be able to move well into your 70s, your 80s, hell, your 90s. We see it all the time. I mean, going back to Okinawa, those people in Japan, they're living pretty damn well. They have more centenarians than anywhere in the world, and they move like normal people. They move better than people my age. You gotta like stretch, especially when you're in like your 20s. I'm in my late 20s now, going into my 30s. It's crucial. Just under an hour. Our stretch is done. It feels so much better. One more thing I've got to do tonight, and that is, you guessed it. Oh yes. We're gonna go for like 10, 15, 20 minutes. Not really sure yet. Might go more, might go less. Whatever I'm feeling. I'm pretty tired right now, honestly. But I guess my final tenet for this video, this habit that I've really been working on, it's my cell phone usage. And I've struggled with this one for a long time. It's, do I just cut it out completely cold turkey? Then I realized that's not really, that kind of inconveniences me because I need it for work, I need it for things, I need it to contact people, stay in touch with friends, family, all that jazz. It's not really realistic right now. Maybe I limit it during the day? Sure, that's good, but I'm still on it quite a lot. So what I do now is, I try at least, in the morning when I wake up, I don't use it for anything other than to check the weather, or if it's an important text or call, I'll do that. And then at night, as I'm winding down, as I am here, not get on my phone at all. That's very difficult, but it also helps me sleep so much better. It's just one of the best habits to have. You don't want to be putting all this garbage in your head, the news, everyone's fighting online, everyone's shit posting. Stay off that crap. The 24-hour news cycle is the worst thing that ever happened to society. You're better off without it. We're better off all being stupid. At least that's what they think we are. Thanks so much for watching. Thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in the next one.